What's going on, guys? Yes, Brian, the party's about to fucking begin. Man, what a day. What a day. I'm just going to get this shared across a couple of platforms. Revision records, we're going to get straight to it, my friend. Give me 2 secs. Hi, Erica. Casper. Finally. You know what, Brian? Reddit guys, they're a different breed. You got to be sharp when you go to Reddit, man. Jamie, how you doing? Procrastinator, what's up? Nikesh, What's going on? Matthew, how you doing, mate? It's been an eventful day to say the least, guys. Talk about the element of patience to be applied by everyone. It's been very trying, but I'm going to wait for fifth element. What's good, man? I'm going to wait for a few more people to come in. Just wait for it. Guys, get yourself a drink or whatever. Get yourself comfortable. I'm just going to share this across a couple of platforms. If you can like the video, it then just encourages more people to come in. So just get more momentum so everyone can just join and just start exchanging the ideas. Dusty Dodge, what's good, man? Autos, what's happening? Should wait for Crypto Wealth. He should be in as well. Okay then. You know what, I'm going to forget this. Close that. We don't need that. It's not working. There we go. Got that there. Okay then. Alright, who we got in the house? No worries, Crypto Wealth. Remember, crypto, don't force trades, my friend. Don't force any trades. There's the element of, yeah, you got to make the money, but at the same token, got to make sure that the moves and the position and the trades are there for us. Don't get me wrong. If you've got positions that you can take, by all means, take them, bro. Hugo, what's up? Steve B. Manu, what's good? Just waiting for a few people. I mean, the live usually gets busy around about 10, but we're going to sit and talk through what's been going on today. I know we've got both Bitcoin and Ethereum up. Okay, we're going to first talk about Ethereum because that's where the love is at. We're going to talk about what happened today. I mean, we got another downward side. Look at these 3 cycles, man. Just look at these 3 cycles, how they occur. 1, 2, pump, 3, goes back up to pump, comes back down and supports it. We haven't seen that yet, because all we saw was drop, rise, drop, rise, drop. We haven't seen a rise, drop, support, continuation. This is the continuation we are waiting for. So I'm going to talk more about that shortly. Bailey, what's good, man? I did get your message, Bailey. I'm going to respond back to you, my friend. I will respond back to you. All right then. Yeah, guys, just give some credit to Crypto Wealth today, man. He's been actively responding to your questions hard, man. You know, that's what it's about. Diamond Fox was good. Crypto, got you, my man. Okay then. I'm gonna wait. We've got a few more people coming in. All right, because I'm just gonna wait until the live does just reaches sort of a peak. Okay, if we get to about 50, 60 people, then I know that we've got everyone from the last live back in. Right, just gonna give it a few moments, right? And then I'll start talking about how to help you guys get these levels drawn out. But what I'm gonna do, okay, is I'm gonna give you the levels, all right? And then make sure that everyone joins the Discord. And if you have joined the Discord, great, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in all the M0, M1, M2, M3, 4, and 5 levels so that you can plot them on your chart and the pivot, so you can get lines and plot them on your chart. All right, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the indicators. I'm getting them all together in a video, so please be patient with me on that. I'm literally juggling more than I can handle, you know, because I want to do these lives, because I believe that these lives are the only way that you guys are really going to learn, because I can just simply give you the indicators and give you a short video and say this is what you need to do and install it and just wait for price to get to these levels. But we'd be all busy fools then, because we'd be all contacting each other, you know, what happens when price does this, what happens when price does that. So my goal is to effectively create a video that's going to be able to answer those questions, all right? And then any other questions that might rise, okay, you would be in a position to say to yourself, well, I can answer that purely on the foundation of how these pivots work, okay? And yeah, I'll explain the EMA levels. Don't forget, please explain how market makers move all those pairs at the same time. Oh no, I've got you there, mate. I'll discuss that as well. No worries, Arno, man. Eric, I'm gonna get the link to the Discord right now. So I'm gonna put that up for you guys. 2 seconds. Right, okay. I've got that copied. All right, guys, here's the link to the Discord. My days, man, what is wrong? You know, I cannot stand this Android phone. I can't believe I got Android. Although Android is it's a good phone, man, but I just can't stand this phone. Okay, Discord has been pinned to the top. All right, get yourselves there. Cosmic, Optimal, how you doing? God, Cosmic Optimal has said something really relevant there, guys. You can imagine how those guys are feeling. Bailey, no, that's what, no worries, my man. JB's, what's good? Oh my God. Jamie, man, that's really kind of you, bro. Look, I'm all for helping people, you know, just message me, all right? Message me your questions, all right? DM me your questions. And then what I'll do is once I get enough questions from you all, they will all be around the same theme, all right? And then I'll create a video which will address all of those questions, all right? So I'm killing 1,000 birds with one stone as such, all right? Because I'm only going to say the same thing to everyone, you know? What I talk about is cyclical, you know? It's the same thing over and over again, you know? So, you know, I'm happy to do that, guys. You know, I enjoy what I do. Okay. Jay, no worries, man. No worries. It's quite overwhelming, to be fair, man. This, you know, there is such a thing as, you know, when you give, you know, you do receive. You know, people are offering, you know, their services to me, you know, because, and these are services that, you know, to go out in the real world and ask for, you're paying a lot of money for, man, you know, and, you know, they're happy to do that, you know, to volunteer for it. I think that is just brilliant, guys, you know. I'm not going to throw out any names, but once the work is done, then they will get the credit right there. You know, they will get the shout out and the endorsement right there, guys. You know, and I'm just really grateful, man. You know, and me, I'm just the guy that trades. You know, and the love that's coming in from these lives, it's unbelievable, man. Honestly, I'm so grateful. Honestly, thank you so much, all the subscribers, everyone, man. It's completely taken me by storm, man. Honestly, it's like we've got a nice little family going here, man. Great community. No bullshit. That's the great thing about it. Norilla, how you doing? Yeah, you know what? Once whatever news is coming out, okay, they wouldn't destabilize the cryptos because too many guys have got involved with it. You know, just notice how Bitcoin is behaving and how Ethereum is behaving. Because when you look at the grand scheme of things, Bitcoin and Ethereum, in terms of price action, are sitting at their highs. You know, we look at this drop from this point here all the way down to here, and you think, oh my god, it's been correcting loads, right? But then let's pull up just a clean chart, right? Look where we are. You know, rejecting the lows, rejecting the lows. That's not showing me signs of a broken market here. You know, they're not going to allow it to go down here. Look how long it's taken just to get the attention to bring it up here. Look at this huge gap up, you know? So it's all speculative, guys. You know, we're going to talk about, and we're going to talk about it deep, and I'll talk about this pattern today because that's what I'm looking forward to discussing. Jay, you know what? You know what the irony is, Jay? It's this information is available on the internet, but a lot of guys they make it very cryptic, or they'll charge you for it. You know, they'll always want something in return, which to me is bullshit. You know, they've because they've learned how to trade, they feel like it is they know something that they want to hide, kind of thing. You know, but the market is so big, your knowledge isn't going to saturate the market and completely take it by storm. Who the fuck are you, kind of thing? You know, even if you had a million people trading with you, you still wouldn't be touching the market an ounce. Honestly, it's the market's too big. And as I said last night, we're going through a financial evolution, man. Evolution. People are adopting this way of like this new way of working with money, trading, speculating. More money's being poured into it. You know. He's calling me. That's good. So, Jamie, what good market to watch or any market to watch, guys? When last one, £200. God, man, you were asking 12 years ago, Jay. That is wild. Can you imagine if she gave you that money? £200. My God. A short-term bear market on 1 to 3 months. Wow. Oh my God. Do you know what? I'm a bit naive here. So, when is this discussion happening, CME? Because I'm only looking at charts. I stay away from news. I don't even look at news. You know, it's this is what happens when you get so engrossed in the way, because what happens is market makers will move price in a way because they know the information. You know, they're not going to get their money in a certain area. They're not going to build longs right here, guys, if they knew that what information comes out is going to completely ruin their position. No chance. Stetson, what's good? Crypto wealth, man. I don't think you're gonna have time to trade, my friend. You got a commitment here, bro. All right, and guys, I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna start talking about this. Let me know when you guys are ready for it. Give me a couple of yeses, and we get the party started, so I know where we at. Everyone's good. Everyone's good. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Okay. All right, let's go then. Drinking hand, Red Brian. Let's get ready then. All right, I'm going to take a couple of pulls of my inhaler, which I call my vape kit. You know, I do vape. It's probably my only vice that I've got. Okay. All right, let's do this. So, did anyone take any trades today? Any trades today on Ethereum? Davi, how you doing? Anyone take any trades today? Anyone invest into, yep, Dusty brought the dips, yep. Okay, sold at high points. So we had a couple of day traders, yeah? No, just more long-term purchase. Okay, that's good. Procrastinator. Yes, short and so on. Piston, how you doing, bro? Pepshin, you tried to. Still holding 8 ether, Brian. Keep holding with that drink in your hand. I hope it's a nice stiff drink, my friend. Yeah, I'm good, Davy. Okay, short and long. Okay, we got the traders here. Yep, we did a short. Okay. I'm good, Piston. I'm good. All right, then. All right, pucker job. Waiting, Jason. How you doing, mate? All right, waiting for 1200 retest. Waiting for a 1200 retest. Okay, then. Reeferman, what's going on, bro? You look like a new guy in here. You've gone long. All right, cool. All right, let's just start talking about the price action here today. All right, then. So, like I said before, when we started doing these lives, okay, we always need to consider what's the bigger picture. All right, and this is the mistake that a lot of guys do. Right, they pull up a chart and they do this. There you go. Where we at? Oh, we are right here. Oh, it's been pumping up. It's below this, it's below here, you know, it's touching this, touching that. We got low here. Okay, yeah, look over across here. What is price doing? You know, I'll zoom out a little bit. I'll draw a support line here, a resistance point here, and I'll draw a resistance support here. And yeah, I'll look at where every time they touched it and showed support, I'm going to use that as a support and resistance. You know, got resistance here, and you know, if they touch it again, that should be support as well. Do you see what bullshit just happened there, guys? Yeah, you see the bullshit. Support becomes resistance, resistance becomes support. Well, on the principle of resistance becomes support, we've now got resistance. We come back down, we've tried it again, and it's still resistance. Why? Because it's not a true support and resistance. Okay? And this is what you're going to understand, guys. True support and resistance is where everything is psychologically. All right? Look, the guys here noticed, right, that they know there are guys out there that draw these trend lines across these pin bars and these highs here. They know that guys are drawing them. Okay? It's funny how, let me just get rid of these lines here. Okay? Just to tidy shit up here, because it does get a little bit messy, especially with my charts. All right? Let's just talk about this yellow line here. Notice how when this becomes resistance, okay, a lot of traders are anticipating that when it comes back to test it, okay, it's going to break out and it's going to be new support. Okay, hands up. Don't worry, man. Hands up. What I'm talking about what the average trader will do when he pulls up a chart. Okay, so I said that we're going to, usually they zoom in, okay, they look around and then they start drawing these trend lines. And I'm on to the topic of why they're wrong to do. Okay, listen while you drive to work. Paul, no worries, my man. Please drive safely, my friend. Okay, then. So, yeah, so what I'm trying to get at here is there's the support and resistance that a lot of guys draw. Okay, it's bullshit. Now, the reason why it's bullshit is because the market makers know that you're drawing these fake support and resistance. Okay, the true support and resistance always starts in Forex. It starts on the Monday. Okay, it starts on the Monday. It's the start of the week. It's the false move week beginning. All right, they set the range. The Asian session sets the range for the Forex markets. The crypto market is not going to be any different. All right. Now, back to this line here. You've got guys looking at this saying, right, this is resistance. I'm going to wait for it to come back to it. And when it comes to it, I'm going to open my positions because previous resistance becomes support. Well, let's just look at what happened in this area. Market makers knew that guys would be looking at this resistance area here. Okay. And look, the symbolism of the number 3. What have I said to you guys about the number 3? They do things in threes. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 3 pushes to the high. The 3 pushes is what triggers the traders to think that they're missing out on something, or we're getting ready to blow. We're getting ready to move to the upside. Let's do it, guys. Let's load up. Look, previous resistance is now going to be support because they're going to test it. Oh, I'm sorry. Look what the market maker did straight after. It got all the liquidity from the dumb motherfuckers, okay, and then it trapped them. It took out all their stops, used the liquidity on the longs and got them trapped and moved all the way back down here, okay? This is why you need to understand what the true support and resistance is. This is not a support and resistance, okay? Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you guys how we do come up with the support and resistance, okay? We work that out by starting off with these M3s, M2s, M1 pivot points, okay? Right now, because Ethereum is being adopted in the essence of trading, all right, and more guys are coming into it, they're going to want to start setting ranges so that when weekly targets are required by market makers to be fulfilled, they need to come back to those weekly pivot points so that they can keep the market going. All right. Right. Pissed. And you know what, guys? You know what? It's good that people can admit to, doing something, because 95% of the reason why traders lose is because they will not take responsibility for doing something wrong. So many guys will say, look, they're in denial. And guys, I was exactly the same. And there are days where it does happen to me. There are days where I do, won't accept something. I'm like, shit, I'm in denial about it. I'm still human, guys. If you can accept that you're wrong, that's the biggest step to overcome that every retail trader has to try and work out. It could take you 1 year. It could take you 5 minutes. It could take you 30 seconds from listening to me saying it to you. All right? Don't waste the time. Learn to accept, admit fault. Because if you can admit that you're wrong, you can admit that a trade is wrong. I mean, I'm giving you a head start here. If your trade doesn't see a profit within 2 hours, close it. It doesn't matter where it's at, okay? You can always get out and start again. Preserve that capital, all right? Because if you're not going to preserve your capital, the market will do a fantastic job of helping you lose it. It will always be there. Funny that, isn't it? You place a trade and you don't really want to close it because you think it's going to move in your favor. And then what happens is your account gets completely depleted, all right? You've got no more money. And guess what? It actually goes in the direction that you wanted it to go in the first place. But you weren't patient enough to close your trade. You were in denial. You were saying to yourself, look, I don't want to get out. I've been waiting for this move all week. Get out. Like I said, you're nothing to the market until you put your money on the table. When you pay to play, that's when you've got the exposure. And you need to be in and you need to be out. If you're an investor, it's a different story. All right? But I'm talking about the guys that are trading, they're buying and they're selling. When you're trying to take advantage of these swings to the upside and downside. Jason,
I got convinced there was going to be a huge drop into the 900 soon, so I sold my position that I planned on never touching. Now I'm stuck in between fear of buying in too high and the possibility of a big 10% drop. What would 10% drop do to your account, Jason? That's the first question. And secondly, if you can handle a 10% drop, take the trade. Because if you're an investor, there's no time, okay? There's no best time to buy, all right? Don't fool yourself into thinking that you've got to try and find the perfect time to buy. There is never a perfect time to buy when you're an investor, okay? Because you're looking at the longer term. You know, you're putting your money down so that it does get exposed to these, you know, these price swings. That's the nature of being an investor, you know? What do you think Ethereum, NatPad, what's good? All right, where do I think Ethereum's going at this point? I'm going to get to that point in the segment. I'm summarizing why Ethereum is behaving this way, all right, so that you guys can understand what's going on, all right? So we've established what, you know, what normal retail traders do when they're looking at points on the chart, okay? But by looking at the bigger picture and completely zooming out, you know, you give yourself at least a decent chance, okay, at working out potentially what's going to happen next, okay? Now you're going to get guys, I mean, remember, there are cycles within cycles. Every time frame has a cycle. All right, we're on the 15-minute time frame. The 30-minute time frame has its own cycle. So does the hour. You know, the 4-hour, daily, weekly, monthly. They all have cycles. All right, and the way we look at them is we look at them in terms of cyclical impulses. You know, some guys could say that, you know, you got that's one move down to the upside. You got this. Principle would have it that we've got another move to the upside if this is in harmony, okay? Are we looking at another move to the upside? Is this the formation, you know? So the reason why I'm saying to you guys to, you know, zoom out and give yourself a better chance of working out where you are in the trade, okay? It's because you need to develop a consensus about where you think that what do you think the market makers are trying to make retail traders do? Okay. Yeah, higher than 317 2 days ago. I'm losing it. Do you think I should cut my loss? The private company, if you're asking if you think that you should cut your loss, okay, then you should be cutting your loss. If you've opened as an investor, then questioning whether or not your trade should be closed or not after 2 days, okay, tells me that you're trading, all right? If you're buying as an investor, then you just buy and you just let it play out. If it drops 10%, 20%, it shouldn't matter because you're an investor. You've developed a conviction that, you know, you believe it's going to go up in value, okay? But if it's been 2 days and you're looking and you're already at a loss, it tells me that you're effectively trading. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to be doing frequent trades, all right, if you haven't seen any money in the first 2 hours of placing the trade, close the trade and start again, okay? Wasn't holding up until potential 5K? The coin, big drops never really affected me. Okay, golden hue. Who else appreciates his market therapy sessions? Golden hue. Therapy sessions, you know. NADPAD, what's good? Yeah, you're trading. Okay. Private company. Moving forward, any trade that you place, if it's not seen a profit within 2 hours, okay, then close the trade. This is what I mean. Okay, look at this. Come on, right. So we were looking today. Okay, we had drawn our peak formation as such at the start of London. So we started here, guys. Okay. So during the start of London, it was about 10 o'clock this morning. We drew from here, we came back down. We effectively assumed that this was the low, okay? But we saw this as the first leg, all right? Because 1, 2, 3 pushes to the low, all right? It came back, rejected the 50-day, came back down, okay? Now, guys were like panicking in this point, but I wasn't too concerned, okay? Because I said to myself, right, if it breaks this peak formation here, okay, and doesn't come back to test it, then I know this peak formation is pretty much done, okay? But look what price did. It came down, it didn't touch, it
barely touched the range daily low. It was always going to touch this, but it touched the M1. Okay, so anything below the range daily low, that's where I would have been like, okay, you know, we are going to down south. Ethereum is just going to hell. All right. Now, because it didn't do that, you know, I was thinking to myself, yeah, we're going to return back to the 50-day because that's how they have to normalize the market. And they did exactly that over, where was it? Over here. They pushed it back, came down, and then they trickled to the side, went down further. Funny that, isn't it? They're doing the same here, okay? And this went upwards. It recovered quite a lot, okay? Now, the same thing has happened here. They brought price back down, manipulated, obtained the contracts, shifted out and closed the stops, okay? And then they moved price back down. The difference with today is this, right? They came and tested the 200, the 50-day and the 200 and snapped price right back, but they didn't allow it to go any lower, okay? So this usually is consistent with W patterns, okay? Or we could say that we've got ourselves inverted head and shoulders again, okay? Now, they can't repeat the same thing without going somewhere, all right? Because all they're doing is they're just building their longs at low prices, getting it in cheap, okay? And then they're just going to go for the run. You know, they're setting this up. We are actually stuck in a small range, guys. You know, we're stuck in this range. Look, we actually haven't made any ground. All we're doing is just going up and down in this tight range. This M4 and M1, look. All right, with the exception of this, I mean, this is the ultimate peak formation, okay? This is the main peak formation. If it breaks below here, there's a problem, all right? So for me, the bias is still long, right? My bias for Ethereum is still long because we haven't broken past this peak formation, all right? That's 12 hours, it's a downward trend, but who knows, it would be nice if GameStop as well woke up and realised their money's better in here. Crypto, man. Do you know what, guys? It's we've either turned up to the party first, all right, and we're just waiting for the guests to arrive, or the party we haven't been told where the destination is. You know, we've just got the tickets. You know, it's until this peak formation here gets taken out, I am not worried at all about Ethereum. All right. So let me go back to what happened today. All right. Right then. Okay then. So a lot of guys today were talking. I mean, it was quite comical because a lot of guys were saying that, you know, it's going to break, it's going to go smash through, it's going to take every level out. I was just waiting for the second leg for the W to form. All right. Now, my understanding of the second leg coming to an end was when this red candle was printed. Why? Because I knew price would come back and see it again. Why? Because we have already been selling off quite a lot. When I say selling off, it means the market makers are getting longs. They're getting longs and they're going to want to start changing the trend so they can see a profit on that. All right. Now, this candlestick here, okay, was enough for me to say, okay, it's going to change its direction. All right, so we just waited for it to test the M1 and the range daily low. That was my limit. All right, and then when they started to spike the low here, okay, I knew for a fact that they were going to reverse it. It was a sharp spike to the low as well. If you look at look at this. Funny that is. Look at that nice little W on the RSI. You know, a little W in here. Nice W. You know, you've got divergence outside the volatility band here, okay, but not as much here. All right, so you've got divergence at the lows, okay. So these were the little clues that were coming out. Then price obviously reversed. Now my entry for this I don't usually trade well, sometimes I do trade the second leg, okay. I will always trade the second leg on a Forex chart, okay. So say for example INZD, oh look at that. I need to talk about this. This was the peak formation for M. I drew this yesterday or last night, just for the guys who enjoy a little bit of Forex. I'll be talking about Kiwi Yen, okay? Where we at? There we go.
This was on my last video, I spoke about the setups for the week, Kiwi yen, okay? That we'd completed the peak formation down here, all right? And we were finishing the peak formation up here, okay? So this was level 3 start, and we were waiting for it to complete up here, which was an M pattern, time to drop down, okay? And this was on Tuesday. Monday was a fake week beginning. They started to move price and change things around, all right? They've dropped price below here, sent it up. The market makers got their shorts at higher prices, okay? They formed the formation, and then where we at? There you go. Trail down, stop hunt low, rise, drop. There you go. That's your cycle. Okay, so now we've got level 1, stop hunt rise. Level 2 is what we're working at now. We're expecting another drop to the downside, and then we'll form another formation, a W formation, and then up we go. It's exactly how it is. Okay, divergence. Does anybody, to be honest with you guys, I've not actually asked this question, okay, but can you guys give me a rating between 1 and 10 of your understanding and level of trading? All right, because I'm being a little bit, you know, I'm not being fair here, because I'm talking like as if all you guys are traders and you understand what I'm talking about. All right, so just give me a scale between 1 and 10. 1 being you don't know much or nothing, and 10 being, you know, you're pretty decent and you understand what I'm talking about. Danny, 8.55, 4, 6, 4. Burger Merker. You know what? It's good. Good. Steve B. No, that's fine, Piston. Okay. Nadpad, good. Okay. Crypto man. I'm just trying to work out, because Crypto Wealth is saying to me to talk about divergence. Okay. So, you know, I need to understand, effectively, I'm understanding my audience, because I'm being a little bit, you know, been a bit too confident here in believing, you know, that you guys understand what I'm talking about. You know, I'm just throwing information and hoping that you guys get it. All right. Because there are guys that might not ask questions, you know, and those are the guys that I want to ask, you know, where they say, you know, what does that mean? So just, you know, fire questions away at me, guys, because I just lose it and I just keep talking and talking and talking. Jason, well, I know it either goes up and down. What number is that? That's the number of the beast. I live in a .com bubble, my friend. 6. Hey, Crypto Man, what do you mean? Why? Whoa, what's going on here, guys? What was that? Brian, okay. Moderators, you know what? I mean, let's just keep the atmosphere cool, man. I know Crypto, I know for sure. Oh, you've got the homework and assignments, trust me. Mid-exams, haven't got too much time to learn, but slowly learning more. Cool, bro. Yeah, you're cutting yourself short there, Crypto. Well, 6, you know, but that's not a problem. That's not what I'm trying to get at here, guys. Okay. You know, private company, where is Ether headed? Well, look, private company, if you want to make a quick buck, okay, you can take a short right now, ride it for a few points, make sure you keep your loss, keep your stop loss at M2, take a short, all right? If it goes above M2, close your position, you know, take your short, and then whatever profit you see, take it, close it, start again, okay? If you see 5. Okay, guys, so I get the idea of where we're going, okay? So you've got to understand, most of you guys have downloaded or purchased books, just reference the stuff there. You can just. Basic, I got you. Okay, I got it. Okay then. So, right, look. Ultimately, what we're looking for, all right, with these W's and these M's, okay, we're just looking for, can you see my question? Oh, they're not showing. NADPAD, what questions you say? In other words, how can I tell where the market is actually headed? Okay, NADPAD, okay, you got the question there. How do you know when market makers are manipulating the market? Okay. What we call therapy. Okay, cool. NADPAD, I understand everything you're saying. Okay, cool. Yep, NADPAD. Okay, cool. Right, so look, everyone wants to know, how do we work out what the market makers are doing? All right. But firstly, we need to get you to reset. These sessions are about helping you reset your thinking, your previous thinking about how to read the way price is printed. All right. Because the sad truth is this, guys. Okay. A lot of guys look at charts like, they literally look at charts like this. Let's get Ethereum up. Most of you look at charts like this. You might make them look a bit tidy, you know, bit of candlesticks here and there. Yeah. But most guys look at charts like this. They might take off the grid. You know, you might do a couple of things like this. Everyone's like, you know, make it clean, keep your charts clean, draw off your levels and all of this shit. Okay. Buy when it tests this again. Buy when it breaks here, you know. What I'm saying to you guys, right, is the only way you're going to understand how a market maker works, right, is if you can see it in hindsight, then you're going to see it in foresight. All right. So, for example, take the highest extreme level in a chart, go to the high. All right. So if I were to just pull up a random chart right now, okay, well, you didn't have any of the indicators, all right, and you pull up the hour time frame, all right. So I'm gonna write down this, write this down, put some Discord. I'm so green. Am I missing the joke here, man? Can you hear me, guys? Can everybody hear me? Yep, okay, cool. Yep, loud and clear, pucker job. Yep, wicked. Crypto man, barely. Draw my trend lines on that chart. Yeah. But I'm trying to help you guys here work out how to know where you're dealing with market maker behavior. All right. So firstly, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to bring up my tool, my trusty tool. All right. Firstly, we need to understand what constitutes a cycle. All right. Thank you, Bazza. So this is what constitutes a cycle. We have the best way to do this, okay, is like this. Okay. I'm going to do something for you now so you guys have got this, so that you can refer back to the video and everyone is happy. Okay. So this is what constitutes a move, all right? Comes in levels. We've got a move to the downside,
okay, then we have a peak formation. Peak formations vary. We've got the M's and we've got the W's, okay? Now, the formation, it's all about how the market makers manipulate price at this point. Notice how when they pull price back down and they come back and retest the moving average, they induce further and then they change the direction. Look at what Ethereum did today, and look what it has been doing today. It's been doing exactly just that. Okay, let me just clear my chart. Peak formation, drop down, test the moving average, come back down, test the moving average, come back, and now we're sitting in this area here. Rejection, continuation. Okay, it's exactly what you're looking for. All right, so we are looking for W pattern. Now, once the W pattern is formed, okay, price goes up, it moves out of the zone because market makers have been getting guys to go short in this area here. All right, they've been getting guys trapped in this area. Okay, now when they move out, they are effectively forming level 1. All right, this move up to the upside is level 1. Right, it's moving away from the peak formation. Now, after they form level 1, they're going to drop. Okay, they might drop a little bit. Okay, consolidate. And then they'll break out and create level 2. Right? That's level 2. Then they'll be working again, consolidating, keeping price in the range, might pull back down, snap price back up, and then they will work level 3. Level 3, okay, is the choppy area. That's where shit gets really messy. You know, it's where you see the spikes to the upside, you've got the pin bars. This is where the market makers are manipulating price at its best, okay? And whilst they're doing that, they're creating the M, okay? Yeah, head over to the diagram in the Discord. I've got a bridge for sale and a share of GameStop. You've got a bridge for sale and a share of GameStop. Yeah, in the Discord, if you go to the indicators part, there's a diagram. The diagram that you need to be studying is in there because everything that the market maker does in terms of how they use the cycles is in there. This is just your textbook cycle that the market makers go through. Okay. Now, how do we try and find that on the chart that you guys have got? Okay. Well, what we do is we go to the hour time frame, all right, and we look where we are in terms of the cycles, okay? So we just decide to pull up Discord. Notepad, if you go to the top of this chat, it's pinned. There's a Discord link at the top. Yeah, if you've got that, that'll be great. See the pinned message, yeah. No, I'm 30, private company. I'm 35 and I've been trading for about 10 years, man. My whole experience in the market is about 10 years exposure. You know, I spent a good 5 of those years trying to work out why I was losing so much. Right. Okay then. So you go to the hour time frame, all right, and you try and find a high and a low. Now for practice, guys, all right, don't try and work it out straight away. Go back in the charts, all right, go all the way back as far as you want, okay, find a high, all right, mark it off, all right. So here we go. Let's look at this. Let's look at where we are here, okay. We've got ourselves a high here, all right. Let me make it more clear. Let's use this one here, okay? Now, you know when you're at a high, okay? When you start seeing the market makers get busy with their trades, right? Look at these 3 candles pushes to the high. What reason did they have to do that? There's nothing happening, you know? There was no news announcements. This move to the upside here, okay, happened a few days ago, and we've got the live stream to prove it. When it happened in the Tokyo session, in the Asian session, the Tokyo and the Hong Kong market. There was no news coming out about Ethereum. Nothing. It's because the market makers knew that they wanted to come to a level where they wanted to change and get their money back from this move to the upside. You know? So the 3 pushes to the side, to the upside here, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Those are your market makers trapping volume. They're trapping and inducing the traders to go long. All right? So this is on the hour time frame. Now, if we just drop price down to the 15-minute, okay, we will be able to see, there's that move, we will be able to see an M formation forming. All right, so let me just actually bring up the hour time frame, okay, draw a box around it so we can see it clearly. All right, and then go to the M15. Here we go. Now that we're at the M15, right, the 15-minute chart is going to present the M's and the W's in a much clearer aspect. All right, so you draw your lines. First leg to the upside, all right? You then draw back down, okay? Now it doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, all you're looking for is this. You're just looking for that formation. You want to make sure that the second leg doesn't take out the high, okay? Some instances it does, all right? And usually when it does, it moves out of the zone very quick. It shifts very quick. Okay, Hugo, since I'm not trading at IC Markets, is there any software I can use? I'm trading on BitMax. You know what? This strategy that I'm using, you know, it's MT4 is really the platform that you want to be on for starters. You know, I mean, I can go to TradingView and I can just do all of this without these indicators that I use. I mean, the indicators, they're not really indicators as such. I mean, they are, you know, they just show me how often price exchanges hands. I mean, this indicator with the red and the green candles is exclusively for, you know, MT4, you know, but there's nothing stopping me from just going to TradingView and drawing out the pivots and the M3s and yesterday's high and low. You know, those levels are there purely for convenience instead of me sitting there and writing them out all the time. Okay. So I'd start off with MT4, guys. You can download versions of MT4 demo for free of charge. You know, there's no problem with that. Okay. So guys, wait. Do you understand the concept of the M? Okay. So the first pullback away from the high, okay, usually is going to come back with another attempt to the high because it's usually going to do it at a moving average. All right. So here's the testament to it. There's no moving averages on here. This price is going to come back down and it's going to test the moving average. So if I insert a moving average now, all right, and just put in the 50-day moving average, there you go. There's your 50-day. It's come down and tested a 50-day moving average and then it's pulled back. The psychology behind an M formation, okay, is when they come away from the high, the guys that miss the trade are going to want to get back in cheaper. So they have to create the illusion that there's support in this area because guys looked left, all right, and they said, what's support? What was resistance is now support. So let's draw that line, you know. Hold on. Oh my God. Yeah, there's your support resistance line here, okay. So they're thinking that price is going to come back and hit this area and go. This is now support, all right? So they bring price back down and then they continue to the upside. They make the traders believe that it's going to continue to the upside, all right? Which then gives us our second leg M formation. And then we can complete it by drawing that full M with the anticipation that it's going to move and shift out of the zone. Now the shift candles are long and very obvious. There's your shift candle. There's your shift candle, okay? These shift candles are your entries. Entry is always taken on the second leg of the M formation. Now, some guys might be like, whoa, that's a little bit of a risk, you know, because it could just shift here and then retrace and go back to the upside. Well, that wouldn't happen, all right? M1, 2, etc. mean, those are the pivot points. I'll get to that in a short second, okay? People think that this entry is a little bit, you know, it's too soon. You know, and it's like, what if it tests the 50-day and bounces up because look, it made a higher low? No, that high low, that's not what that's not a higher low. Okay, that's an inducing candle right there. This area is about inducing traders into believing that there's support and that they want to send price higher. They were just getting the guys in badly. You know, they were getting the longs. These guys were building shorts all the way up here. You think they're going to start building shorts from down here and start closing them off here? No, they're going to wait until they can send price a little bit more higher up. Okay, add a few more and then drop. Yeah, red candles are buy signals. They are, because when someone is buying something, they have to be sold. And when something is being sold, someone has to buy. You know, buyers are not in control of this uptrend. You know, I'd say most of you, okay, and there's nothing wrong with it, but most of you, when you look at a trend rising, you guys believe that buyers are in control. You know, the only area that it's going to be true is in the Bitcoin and, you know, it's in the cryptocurrency markets. All right. But now institutions are going to come in. All right. When price is rising, it means because they're getting their shorts ready. All right. The market is going to get damaged by these institutions, and we've got to be prepared for it, because they're going to just make us do exactly what they do to us in the Forex markets. All right. You know, the cryptocurrency game was good a few years ago, where you could buy it. You know, you ain't got to worry about, you know, someone manipulating it. It was based on how many people at that point in time believed that the value of this coin was worth it, you know, and naturally the law of supply and demand would send price higher, you know. But now the institutions are stepping in. It's game time, guys. You know, now we've got to start trading and start thinking the way they're thinking, because now they're going to just take over. All right. They're going to just start making us feel like the idiots that have been making us feel that way in Forex, where they're taking price to highs and us thinking, oh, look, we're going up, we're going up. I don't want to miss that trend, or I'll catch it on the dip, buy the dips. The concept of buying the dip is so bad. You know, it's setting you up for failure, because you could be buying the dip in an overall big M formation, you know, and then you're just getting screwed. And then you're averaging in again, and you're buying in again here, and then you're going down again further, to the point where you're like, you know what, I think I've got to close this trade, you know? You know, and it seems to have missed an important part. You're saying it might be falling. What I'm saying about, what you got to understand, guys, right? When you're looking at price, all right, conventional wisdom. So when should you buy? Private company. I'll answer that question in a sec, my friend. You know, I know you guys want to know when to buy Ethereum, okay? But I'll get to that in a sec, man. Give me a sec. So with the M pattern here, right? A lot of the markets that everybody trades, right? They all have different personalities on when someone's buying and when someone's selling. Yeah, this is it, guys. It's, you have to, the more of you that come to understand that you've been buying at the wrong times, you're getting it. You know, it's fundamentally, it's basic economics. When you're buying something, who's giving you the luxury to buy it? You know, the person who's selling it. So what are we in? We're in a seller's market. If price is rising, it means it's being sold at higher prices. Before it can rise to a higher price, it needs to be pushed that way. And a guy has to be there to give that option, right? You ain't going to have a seller's market if no one is buying, right? Likewise, you ain't going to have a buyer's market if no one is selling. You know, when everyone's going short, like today, everyone wanted to go short on Ethereum, all right? Everyone wants to go short on Ethereum. Look at what was going on with you guys. They were taking these guys, making them believe that it's short. Rejection of the 50. Let me bring up my other chart, right? Let me just clear this all up here, okay? And I'm going to tidy it up so it does look a little bit decent. All right. I'm going to get rid of these lines, all right?
make the charts a little bit nicer. We're going to redraw everything, okay? We're just going to redraw absolutely everything so it's clear, okay? But notice the red candles. Guys are buying here. They're buying. And what do they do when they get to an area when they're going to stop, right? They start getting busy. Notice 1, 2, 3. Again, the 3 candles. Look up here. 1, 2. Effectively, this candle 3. Okay, well, no, let's take that back. It was actually 1, 2, and 3. There's your vector candles. Okay, making guys believe that it's continuing to go to the upside. The guys who got in here on the pullback, buying the dip, yeah, happy days. You know, we got in our money's good, guys. Up it went, trapped the money, shifted the zone. There's your candle shift right there. Okay, there's your candle shift. Down it goes. You know? And these are the cycles that you need to be preparing yourselves for, okay? So what's going to help you is when you pull up your charts, all right? Take the extreme high and the extreme low and draw an M, okay? And try and find where price stops at, okay? Once you've got the high, draw the low from it, get the M, okay? Go up and just look at it and then talk yourself through the process, okay? Talk yourself through the process and say, what would the market maker want me to be feeling? If I brought on the dip and I got trapped all the way up here thinking that I was making a profit or it was going to continue and take this out, okay? Well, your money's getting pretty much squashed in this area here, okay? So this M pattern here, okay, was this pattern here. The pattern that I'm talking about is up here, okay? Notice the red candle, shift. Now, when you're looking at it on this chart, you just see a red candle or green or white, whatever color you put it. You're at a disadvantage. You ain't going to know that that candle right there is the candle that you know where most volume happens. You just assume it's just a long candle. But when you look at this chart again, how many of these sort of long candles are there and they're not red? See, look how big that one is. That's not a red candle. That's just a market maker allowing the retail traders to move price to the downside. You know, the banks, the governments. This is a market maker candle. Market maker candle. Market maker candle. Green, green, blue, green, green, up. Market makers. This stinks of market makers. You know? So we've got the candle formations, all right? And you've got the W's and the M's, all right? Now, when you're looking for M's, go back a chart, all right? Try and find an M. You see M's and W's all over the place, but not all W's and M's are valid entries, okay? See, you could look at this. You could take this one and think, you know, this is an M. Yeah, it's an M, you know, drop, drop, drop. And then you've got a W here, ride, up, up, up. And then you just got a V pattern here and it drops, all right? Or you could do W, second leg pullback, up it goes. Okay. You've got, for God's sake, you've got another W here. You know, another one here. Up it goes. You know, don't just all assume that it's just anywhere that you think you can draw a W, there's a W. Take the lowest extreme point of a chart and take the highest, okay? And then start plotting. Get used to drawing the W's. Zoom out, guys. Even helps if you get a line chart, yeah? Start off with a line chart and see if you can see the M's and W's. Look, M. You got a long W down there, a W there, a W there. Look, it's in plain sight. W, W, W. I mean, you could trade these little pumps. There's nothing wrong with that. This is what I started off as a scalper, okay? Because I could see these W's. Look how quick they are. Now, if I zoom in for a scalper, okay, these W's, right? There's loads of points for me as a scalper, man. You know, 530 pips, that's a huge amount of pips in terms of points, you know? But when you get these indicators, guys, you're gonna be able to see it clearly, okay? And we're gonna talk about now these M patterns, these M1s, M2s, M3s, and 4s, okay? So where we at? Let me just have a look at the chat. What's everyone saying here? You can always recognize it by 3 candles. Hands up. Yeah, 3 candles is the inducing candle. Yeah. I wrestle with the same topic in my brain. Every transaction needs to be a buyer and a seller. So regardless of red or green, it's just a bunch of transactions. What determines direction? What determines the direction, Brian, okay, is where does price get really like very climatic, okay? And you know it's going to change. Look at this here. They're buying, they're pushing price up. These big long candlesticks where they start taking ground and look like they're going to go to the sky, to the moon, okay? You know it's going to change, all right? Remember, fast move is a false move, all right? Look how long it took to make a 1255 pip move to the upside, right? It only took a short moment because a fast move is the false move. All right, but then it took near enough a whole session and a day for it to drop 1800 pips. You know, they took their time with the true trend. The slow trend is the true trend. The fast move is the false move. All right, because they want to get retail traders in. They want to get the guys in. You know, it's all psychological, guys. You know, when you see price moving up like that, you think, fuck, man, I want to move now. I want to be part of that trend. So you get in. You buy, you think, if you're going to buy here, you think, I'm buying into strength. Wonderful. And then it pulls back a little bit. You start twitching up a little bit and you think, oh, you know what, I might add a little bit more. And then it rises, it takes up to the sky. And you're thinking, you know what, I'm just a G at trading. I've got it down. I've made a right call today. I'm going to close my phone. I'm going to leave it to keep going up. And I'm just going to go and walk the dog, feed the kids, do whatever. And I'll come back and look at it later. Several hours pass and your investment's down here. And you're scratching your head thinking, but hold on a second, I was buying into strength. Oh, maybe it's a pullback. You know what? I'll buy the dip, as the pros say, buy the dip. Well, there you go. Now you're at buying the dip again. So what are you going to do? You know, you're going to be like, okay, I'll average in again. So it rises up again. And then you say to yourself, you know what, it's starting to rise. It's recovered the previous point where I entered. So I'm in profit here. I'm going to add a bit more. And then before you know it, look what happens. It drops drastically. And then you're at your wit's end. And you think, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to go short. And then before you know it, they snap price back, bring it back down again to confirm the bias that you were right about going short. And now they've just brought it all the way back up. This little pattern here is going to screw a lot of guys over. Obviously, it has to play out. But remember, you see this pattern happen all the time. It doesn't always play out all the time, but 8 times out of 10, it's going to play out. Why? Because there are so many factors that have had to come into play for this. We've dropped down 3 cycles in a row, okay? But the market makers can be as irrational as they want, guys. But they're going to want to see some money from this profit, from this move to the downside. You know, remember, they're getting longs at lower prices. There ain't no market maker buying up here. You know, there's no government bond or no one that's buying up here. You know, they're buying down here, you know. So that means crypto moon boys are good for market makers. Of course, man. Crypto moon boys are the best because they are the ones that encourage people for the market makers to get their shorts at a higher price. Trust me when I say this now, right? I wouldn't be surprised if market makers, okay, have got teams of people that follow social media, all right? And they follow people on YouTube and they try and find the guys and they try and work out where's the money going to be moving. Because cryptocurrency, okay, it's a decentralized element, all right? And market makers are now trying to step in and see if they can manipulate it, right? They've got the information, you know? They're going to lead people, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, market makers employ people to keep an eye on these crypto moon guys, right?
and they're saying, look, this guy's got 250,000 followers. On his live right now, he's got 2,500 people, and he's endorsing Ethereum. Yeah? Market makers will say, okay, guys, you've got 150 million, start raising the price. Let's get people to believe that there's a hype coming in, all right? And we'll get our shorts, just do 150 mil, and we'll see what we've got. And they'll just send price up. And then all the guys in the stream are like, yo, Ethereum's rising, let's go, let's go, let's go. You know, let's get on it, guys. And the moon guy's standing there screaming down the live. People are pumped to shit. They're loving life. They're thinking, you know what, I'm going to make a ton off this trade, right? And then before you know it, it starts changing direction. And the guy on the other end is like, yeah, guys, don't worry, you know, it's going to pull back, buy the dip, buy the dip. And then what does the market maker do? He brings price all the way back up. And the excitement happens again before they did, you know, and then once that happens, the market maker's like, all right, we've used this dumb motherfucker, let's change it up, shift the zone, bang, they move price down. Well, the guys in that live have calmed down a little bit, you know, they got their excitement up here, market makers have fucked them over, you know, so it literally is just like that, you know. No one can say that I'm wrong because it's actively happening. You know, if the police are going to be looking at people's social media for clues about something, right? Don't you think market makers are going to want to induce more liquidity from other pools? You know, it's God, guys, it literally is. It is that bad. I'm just having a look at these comments. So V mean, hold up, we're not done yet. A V, yeah, pretty much a V is like a spike to the low, spike to the high. It's like, you know what, we just need to get our money in good and get back up there as well. Yeah, man, traders pumped this morning, pushed me over a few $100. Started a scalp also. What a great method. So to clarify, W means uptrend and vice versa. Yeah, W is a trap for longs at low prices. Okay, the W formation is for market makers to build their longs at low prices by inducing the shorts, inducing traders to go short. Okay, why is the sound screwed up? Is the sound screwed up, man? Sorry, man. I'm probably from a distance, dude. Okay. Right, but there is also someone selling at the same time. That part never made sense to me. Yeah, look, Brian, for example, if we look at price here, okay, there's two things the market maker does here when they're selling here. When this big red candle appears, the market maker's either closing longs, okay, right, adding shorts, all right, or he's adding shorts and closing longs, all right. He's not going to close a long on the way down. He's going to close it on the way up. Yeah? He's always going to close a short on the way down, okay? But he's never going to close a short on the way up. You get it? So, thank you. Comes down to if the more buy, the more sell. Nice imitation of what I think when I agree. Pay attention to Stellar for short money. Brian, one of the things that determines the price at any given time is the price someone's willing to sell for it. If you're buying or long in at that some time, someone else is selling short. Incorrect. That W is too obvious for me though. Anytime that is an oracle or blockchain is like buying Amazon right now and pennies on the dollar. Correct. They forget about it, you stay longer, don't you think? I remember getting baked at almost when Amazon sold books and was valued at 23 shares. Fucking hell. Right, wow. I would never go on anything when you have one shot to succeed. Keep it. Yeah, I've got myself some Stellar. Stellar and Mana are good, man. Zane, cheers, man. If there's not anything to buy at your asking price and price goes up, if a seller is asking less, then the price goes down. Essentially, it's finding equilibrium between the two. But that the way they find the equilibrium, Bailey, is by creating and playing on the two things that everybody as a human have. It's the emotions of fear and greed. You know, when price is rising, I don't want to fucking miss this move. I want to get in, you know? Or when price is dropping, you know what, I'm going to get in, man. I'm going to get as much of it as I can. I ain't going to miss out the opportunity of it to be so cheap. Those are the two emotions that happen every single day in the market. Yeah? And until they can change that, they're going to stay using the same strategy. It works. They ain't going to change it. This is why you can see W's and M's and fucking all sorts happening, and people focus on indicators. Why are you wasting time looking at indicators? Show me the indicator on this chart, guys. The only indicator that I've got is price, a few lines that tell me where price is, okay, because I'm lazy like that. I want to make sure that it's there laid out for me, okay, because I always want an easier way of doing things, you know? I always want an easier way of seeing something, like everyone does. There's no indicator here. The only indicators I've got are price, and that's all you need. The way of distinguishing the ascending triangle with fake ones. Well, look, it happened to us, guys. We had... See, the thing is, there's not so much a fake W, okay? Because you can trade the W's, right? I mean, look, here's effectively a W there. But it's a fake W is when the second leg exceeds the first leg by quite a large fraction, okay? You know, I mean, that's a failed W, okay? That's a failed W. It's too much, okay? This was drawn from here today, okay? That was a successful W because of where it was in context. Look, this was a good W because of where